All right, welcome back to Currency 365. All right, before I get started here, I want to let you guys know that I know some of the subs are kind of, I guess, nervous about the Pope coming, and they don't really like his agenda and what's about to happen here. The New World Order, the Agenda 2030, and all the things that are coming, and how he's going to start to distribute the wealth. He wants to remove capitalism, which America is known for, and also other places like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Europe is known for. He wants to remove that, and he wants to spread the wealth beyond everybody. Okay, basically take the working Americans and Western people's wealth, okay, and give it to people who are very, very poor. But the problem, there's a problem with that too, though, because first you worked for your wealth, okay. You're working your butt off, and you're not even most people in America are not even wealthy. They're working their butts off, and they're in debt, okay. So, and number two, the people that you give this money to, they don't have the education to keep the wealth. So you're basically taking from working class people who have degrees, and you're going to try to distribute that and give it to poor people who don't have the education to keep the wealth. So basically it all goes back to the elites, because if you're going to take the wealth from working class people, give it to the poor are going to turn right back and give it all back to the elites. So it's a system and I understand why you guys are frustrated, and why some of you guys are nervous about the Pope coming this week. It is going to be an historic week. This is his first time coming to America, and there's a lot of things on the plate for September 22nd through September 28th, Blood Moon. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that and let you guys know I understand what you guys are talking about, and your concerns and everything like that. So let's get into Iraq. The reason why we're even talking about the Pope is because we're in an investment that that will save us from the things that not really not save us, but just we're in the right investment for the things that are coming. Put it that way. All right. So let's see. The form Iraq banking recommends activating the anti-money laundering law. Okay, and of course they also want to activate electronic payment systems. We already know about that. That is huge. The money laundering and the electronic payment systems are huge. Okay, for a reevaluation and going back to the global market economy. So now we just got to activate it and do what we got to do. Okay, so it says the Iraqi banks. Let's see. Commitment and branches of hold on 1 second. It wasn't coming up here. All right, so it says a commitment and branches of Lebanese banks in Iraq to work in earnest and within the timing set by the Central Bank of Iraq to the implementation of the technical requirements for the system. So they're trying to get this thing done. All right, they're trying to get this thing activated, man. Activate the money laundering, activate the electronic payment system. All right, so that's good news for us. Let's see. It says, in light of the Iraqi central bank's effort to create an environment in legislative and banking encouraging that as a student working in the two banks to abide by the rules of corporate governance and the commitment to the laws and rules work in Iraq and Lebanon. All right, so, yep, good news there. Let's see. The private sector, they're working on the private sector, of course, because that's going to be a key point for the process of economic development in Iraq, of course. So they're working on the private sector to get that going. Let's see what else here. Economic advisor, openness to broad international support for Iraq. All right, so Iraq definitely needs international support, and they've gotten it, and everybody's waiting on Iraq to make a move. You know what I mean? So, and so are we. So, and we're going to see that here soon. So, let's see. Economic advisor to the Prime Minister Abadi says revealing the determination of Dr. Abadi's announced a new package of complementary reforms of the decision of the previous packages. All right, so what are these new packages? Let's see what it says. It says the launch of the strategy for reconstruction and rehabilitation of state-owned enterprises and the private sector. All right, so we know that they announced that the Rafidian and Rashid banks are going to be privatized. Okay, so and that was, remember what I told you, that was one of the key things. Mike from IQD team said that was on his list before we could see a revaluation. So we know we're at the end. You know what I mean? Because this is going, they're privatizing the Rafidian and Rashid Bank, and that was one of the key things on his list. All right, and so it says the decisions contribute to raising revenue states and diversify its financial resources. Also, the tariffs. So the new packages will include the decision to impose tariffs on all goods entering the and sales tax. Okay, now we know they can do that when they activate the money laundering and hook up the new system. This is why it's so important to get the system hooked up and good. They said they're at the end of hooking it up. So once the electronic system is hooked up and the anti-money laundering law is activated, we will see the impose of the tariff laws. But before they do that, they will raise the rate on that currency. They will give purchasing power to impose the tariffs. Okay, so it says on all goods entering and sales tax, which is a good step and encourage national production to the maximize and resources of the state. Okay, it says Dr. Shabibi. No, why I say Dr. Shabibi? Come on back, Dr. Shabibi. We miss you. So I said Dr. Abadi launch a new and complementary reform on the decisions of the previous package and package in the coming days. All right, cool. So it says in the coming days they're going to launch these packages to impose the tariffs. Privatize the Rafidian and Rashid Bank. Also, it'll probably be for the investment law. What else? Of course, to activate the anti-money laundering law and complete the electronic payment system. All right. So, and probably other things I'm not even thinking about right now. So it says, adding that the reforms will not stop in spite of the attempts to disable them by some of the parties that were damaged its interest. Okay, hold up. If a body knows that there's political parties and the parliament members know that there's political parties that don't want the reforms to go through, don't want Iraq to go back to the global market economy, and their people to have purchasing power and electricity and food and water and all things like that. Why are they still in the government? Man, this is terrible to me. I'm like, yo, if somebody comes out that's in the government and says, I don't want these reforms because they're gonna help the people in Iraq out, but I'm gonna suffer for it. They should, first of all, they should be arrested on the spot. I mean, all their credentials, their clearance should be pulled. Okay, so it's kind of I guess they're working towards the democracy because I tell you what, man, if you're here in America and you see the government trying to do good and right for the people, and somebody in Congress steps up and says, I don't want these reforms, I don't care about the people, I don't care about Iraq, I just want my money and I want to do what I want to do with my life, they wouldn't, I don't know if they'd be living in 48 hours. I mean, it's just it's two different worlds, man. Two different worlds. I'm telling you, you could not do that as a senator or a governor today. Okay, man, it's crazy. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. Actually, there's one more, but I think I'll save it for the next video. It's about Qatar. Qatar appoints first ambassador to Iraq in 25 years. Yeah, I'll keep that for the next video. All right, guys, Currency 365. I'm out. Peace.